MD has repeatedly criticized SAID's rule and called for the formation of a transitional government and early presidential elections. Many opposition leaders, along with activists and journalists, are behind bars, with critics accusing SAID of having turned Tunisia into a prison since 2021. The bid to consider the national interest as a criteria in prosecuting apartheid-era perpetrators was simply to protect members of the African National Congress Party that were refused amnesty by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This is the assertion made by Lekhuleni and who is continuing his testimony at the DRC Cases Inquiry, which is sitting for its fourth day today in Newtown, Johannesburg. Mmatsheko was speaking on behalf of the families of victims, including his father, who was part of the Craddock Four, brutally murdered by the security branch in 1985. The NPA expanded the criteria for non-prosecution with an amendment in 2005 to include national interests, the degree of remorse and level of indoctrination of perpetrators, amongst others. Mmatsheko explains.
The people who were then sitting in the room claiming national interest would have been doing so to try to protect themselves and perhaps their comrades from those kinds of repercussions or those kinds of prosecutions. So to ensure that their friends and their comrades and their people were not prosecuted, decisions were then taken in the national interest to say, but we can't proceed with prosecuting Eric Taylor, because if we prosecute Eric Taylor, we might then be forced in a position to prosecute one of the ANC 37.
Lastly, Indonesia says it is preparing to send 1,000 troops to Gaza by early April for possible deployment in a proposed multinational peacekeeping force. An army spokesperson, Doni Pramono, says that figure would rise to 8,000 by June. He said Indonesia, as the world's biggest Muslim nation, should help to stabilize Gaza. Now, for any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm on Aileen Sinsi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
6 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Good afternoon and welcome to the Monday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. And you can follow us and watch the show live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Here's what's coming up on The Upside this afternoon. We talk about how this digital nomad lifestyle that we have, being able to work anywhere, how is that affecting and impacting the property market in Cape Town? Then we head over to the Auditor General South Africa, who is partnering up with the Finance Accounting Services Sector Education and Training Authority to launch a prestigious Women Leading in the Public Sector program. And then the Yobas are celebrating 5 years this year. We'll find out more about the categories and how you can be a part of them. It's 7 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome to The Upside.
You see this life I dey live, I dey try to get jail. Hold on, no. In everything way I do, I dey try satisfy my soul. Hold on, no. Let me see from my cup, did you play me the congas? Hold on, no. Call your girls and your guys, all of them. I'ma tell them say I am. Hold no. Because no sleeping tonight.
No sleep.
Child in my cup, oh. God tell me what's up. I cannot keep myself, oh. I say no sleeping tonight.
No sleep.
Child in my cup, oh. God tell me what's up.
Baby, if I no tire you happy, that we never do you happy. You just see poor man reggae party. You go pray make your life be like that happy. Musa shake that from Galapi. Now which man they get party? Once I the one more repeat down see. Can you see the one everyone love to see? One make them they couple last. Make them they call your name. How many shayo you feel bad? Charlie, make we use your name. Say, check them out, tika. Back to the party, all of my body wanna go jetty. You go fresh, you go confirm, say when you tell Lagos, you go enjoy.
Because no sleeping tonight.
No sleep.
Child in my cup, make I tell you what's up. I cannot keep myself, oh. I say no sleeping tonight. Child in my cup, make I tell you what's up.
It's STG.
Original wonder, planting there.
It's gone 9 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Beautiful music to kickstart the Monday edition of The Upside. It's titled No Sleeping. We've got Wanda Banton featuring Zlatan on that. Mmatsheko Mosito, how are you doing on this fine Monday?
I'm super. How you doing?
Can't complain. Why are you wearing blue? Now you're suggesting that it's a bluish Monday. It's not a bluish Monday.
Blue is
but you look stunning.
Fabulous color. It's a fabulous color.
It doesn't mean that you feel blue. All right? You can wear blue, doesn't mean that you feel blue. 10 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time.
Stella Longwe pamalonje
apa ndikatswiri oyimba wa dziko la Zambia ameneyu ndi Isaac Zulu. Isaac, apa pali nyimbo imene munayimba yomwe ikuti manda ambeta. Nyimbo imene imakamba zotani?
Nyimbo imeneyi ndinayimba zona ndikuchoka pasi pa mtima ama kakuona ma situation yena amene amachitika makamaka kukhala chikulisa achinyamata kapena azibambo tita azibambo. So kambiri chimapezeka kuti azibambo bena aliko amene amakhala ndi mitima ankhanza osadziwa mosamalira banja kuti wachikondi wanga ndifuna kukhala naye mnjira yotani kuti moyo wake ukhale wosangalala. Ndino zimafika pena zoti mwina wachimayi walemedwa nazo nkhanza za munthu wachimuna kapena kuti abambo khala nawo pa nyumba. Ena amafika pa mtima pokamba mawu kuti ine munthu amuna anga pondikwatira ananditenga ku makolo sanatenge m'munsi mwa mtengo. Ndino nisafe chifukwa cha chikondi. Kulibe manda ambeta ngakhale tapita ku manda wina akafa munthu wokwatira kapena osakwatiwa sipamalembeka kuti pafa munthu amene sadalepo mbanja.
Thengati wamphamvu kuti iyayi azibambo azisamalira bwino akazi osachitira nkhanza komanso azimayemera kuona mazunzo iyayi kulibe manda ambeta.
malonje pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo lowiruka ndi Stella Longwe.
No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
Everybody for you. I did your shake bello. But you so fun tell bello. Deliver like I get bello. Them say I did go sell. Them say I did go sell. Destiny to fortuna. I go make you Joe Dada. Say you get the power. Sweetie passy amala ketu. Shinji kagawa. Jesu Christi lobawa. But them falling yakata. You know I see sabi girl they do. Sabi While you be fin, I'm still leading, kill anything. I know fitness. You know go fit in my shoes. High fashion, Jimmy choose. Wanna sip some gin and juice tomorrow? It's me, okay, Fortuna. I go make you Joe Dada. Say you get the power. Sweetie passy, I'm a lucky too. Shinji Kagawa. Jesu Christi Lobawa. But them falling yakata. You know I see sappy girl they do. Hey, sabi, oh, sabi, oh, sabi,
Music by Arya Star coming through with Stability. Welcome to the Upside and happy Monday to you. We're 16 days into the month, which means essentially we're halfway there. I know there's lots of excitement about the Chinese New Year tomorrow, but a lot of celebrations had actually started from this past week with the Chinese consulate in Johannesburg meeting with other government officials from around the city of Gauteng and even in other parts of the continent as well. And, there's temples that were celebrating as well. And I love the inclusivity of it all, that anyone from every creed, every background can really celebrate what is going to be the best year ever. Okay, we declare it so. Because it's going to be. It's got no choice but to be.
You didn't go to the temple there in Bronkhorstspruit.
I didn't go, and that's like home to me, man. That's home to me.
It was trending. I saw it on social media. People, it was all food. There was markets, food. There was a lot. It was amazing. But let's talk about the Yobas. The Top 16 Youth-Owned Brands Awards marks a significant milestone in 2026 as it opens nominations for its 5th edition, celebrating 5 years of spotlighting Africa's most innovative and resilient youth-owned brands. What began in 2022 as an awards platform has now evolved into a structured ecosystem for youth entrepreneurship, driving visibility, research partners, and meaningful industry connections. This year also sees the return of the 2-day Yoba Festival on the 19th and the 20th of June, culminating in the prestigious award ceremony on the evening of June the 20th. Joining us on the line is the founder of Yoba, Pat Mahlangu, who has positioned the platform as what we, as many know and have now deemed it, the gold standard of youth excellence in Africa. Pat, welcome back to Channel Africa. How are you doing?
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your listeners. Thank you so much once again for giving us a platform to talk about this exciting initiative.
Always a pleasure having Pat Mahlangu on Channel Africa. And I guess, Pat, it's very important for us to establish, how the Yobas began. What was the inspiration and what was the hope when you began these Yobas?
Yeah, when I started the Yobas, really I wanted to challenge the narrative that young people are apathetic, lazy, and entitled. We all know that whenever reports are being made about African youth, for many parts, it's negative. And I really wanted to challenge that, to say young people are not sitting on their laurels. They're actually, rolling up their sleeves, getting their hands dirty, and starting businesses that are solving serious societal problems, but also contributing not only to the economy of our continent, but also the overall image of this beautiful continent of ours.
I've always admired how you have not only built the Yobas, but how you've been able to sustain it through the years, because, these types of initiatives have come and went, but you have actually grown and evolved over the years. Talk to us about, just some of the building tools, if you will, that have made you sustainable as a platform.
Yeah, I mean, when I started the Yobas, I had hair, as you can see now.
That's funny.
But in the main, it hasn't been easy, and I think for me, for better parts is that I had good support structure. I had people that still believe in the platform, that contributed positively to this platform. I also had a good team, although when I started, the majority of my team was quite junior and inexperienced, but I really pushed them. Some of them, didn't like it at the time, but that's what it required, of us, in order to also achieve excellence. So I'd say in my pocket, I really had I have good partners. I had some incredible brands that believe, in this initiative, that believe in the story that we want to tell or that we are telling of Africa. But also at a personal level, I also have people that are supportive, that are backing me up. And of course, a team that really works hard for almost close to nothing, if I were to put it bluntly, because this type of work, as someone once said, it's a thankless job, because every year my company, some would say it's an investment. We lose money, and not just small money. We spend a lot of money in this initiative. Not only go ask, for sponsorship and partners, but we also invest our own resources, in this initiative.
The Yobas are back. It
takes a lot of money. So when you talk about sustainability as well, there's been moments where I felt like, why am I doing this? Because it's eating into my pockets, it's eating into my other ventures, but also it's work that I think someone has to do it. We cannot stand on the sidelines, and that young people are on the periphery of the economy, whereas they have the talents, they have the skills, they have the potential, to participate actively in this economy. So I guess for me, that's the weight I'm willing to carry for as long as I can, to make sure that great stories of young Africans is being told, and also I personally believe that recognition can be the greatest motivation. So any young person that feels that their efforts are being seen, they tend to do more and want to do better. I've had some of our previous winners coming to me saying, look, when I started my business, I didn't even think it was a brand. I thought I was just, hustling. But, after winning this Yoba, I'm more encouraged to do more. I'm going to open more stores. I'm going to hire more people. I'm going to create more opportunities for fellow young people. And for me, that's the greatest return.
The voice of Pat Mahlangu. He's the founder of the Yobas, the Youth-Owned Brand Awards, in its 5th year in 2026, and we'll unpack what the theme is for this year and how you can be a part of it. Don't go anywhere.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
23 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Still in conversation with the founder of the Youth Owned Brands Awards, Pat Mahlangu. In its 5th year this year, 2026. Pat, what is the theme for the year 2026? And I guess as we open up the nominations for the youth who will be a part and who would like to be a part of this, just mention those categories that one can be a part of or can submit for so that they can be recognized this year.
Yeah, so this year with the 5th installment of the Yobas, we are saying excellence knows no boundaries. You know, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what resources you have or how much resources you don't have. You know, excellence always has a way of showing itself. And that's our mantra, that's our theme, you know, for 2026, you know, to say excellence really knows no boundaries. So if you feel like your brand has reached a certain level of excellence as a young person in the continent and you wish to enter for these awards, so you can visit our website www.top16yoba.africa, top16yoba.africa. You must be between the ages of 18 and 35 to enter, and your business must be domiciled somewhere in the continent. As you may know, for the African continent, so it's we award regionally, so east, west, and SADC. So should you wish to enter, if you are in any of those regions, you can definitely enter for the Yobas. We've got 16 different categories ranging from agriculture, technology, media, apparel, fashion, education and literacy. So you can go onto our website and check all the different categories that we have. As we rightfully mentioned at the start of with the intro, this year will mark the return of the Yoba Festival, which is a 2-day festival where we'll have the largest number of youth-owned businesses under one roof at the richest square mile in Africa, that is in Sandton. So if you all about, you know, supporting youth excellence, that's the place that you need to be. Should you obviously want to book a stand, you know, to come showcase your brand, that's the space that I mean, you should definitely be reaching out to us. If you are a brand, you're looking for an initiative that really moves young people forward in the continent of Africa, then you should definitely be partnering with us.
You know, I'm listening to just how big this idea is. I mean, this is no longer a platform. This is now really building legacies that are going to outlive us. And congratulations for that. And I think there isn't a better time for the Yobas to exist than right now. I was following what's been happening at the African Union Summit, actually, that just concluded. And a lot of, you know, the delegates, including Madame Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, His Excellency, his name escapes me, the statesman from Burundi. And they were talking about, you know, intra-trade, the continental free trade and where it's going and opening up space and doors for economic participation on the continent. And young people were mentioned. So this is such a vital platform considering where the continent is going, you know, the fight for a visa-free Africa so that we can trade with one another. So with that, how do you see youth-owned brands participating and being recognized in spaces of really trading with one another and creating community and opportunity for trade across the borders?
Yeah, I hold the view that young people are better, or the youth, African youth rather, is better positioned to be the ones that are driving the intra-Africa trade agenda.
Yeah.
You know, young people have the energy, have the time on their side, to be able to really see this agenda forward. So if you start with young people, the sooner they start, the next 10 years may look very different in terms of how much trade is happening, within the continent. What often happens is that, unfortunately, because we've seen it, we continue to see it on a daily basis, that, and this is not an attack to anyone, but if someone wants to sound relevant, they have to mention the youth, but they never follow through with actions, and
Yeah.
still somewhat operating in an ageist society, and I think the biggest mistake that the leaders or the African leaders tend to make, we also see it with some countries where you have a president that is north of 80 years old, being at the helm of the country, but yet they'll tell you that they believe in young people if they can't even give people who are younger than them opportunities. Sometimes, those are some of the things that really makes one not to get too excited when we hear such statements.
Yeah.
But what I know is that with or without, the leadership's involvement, young people are doing what they're supposed to do, and they know exactly that no one is coming to save them, and they are the only ones that they've got. So it's great that the youth is being mentioned in those spaces, but the ultimate outcome will be to see young people, also being invited in those spaces, and young people really mentioning or raising the challenges that they continue to face when it comes to trade. But I'm encouraged. For me, that's why we're going on for 5 years. We've seen, various youth-owned businesses growing from strength to strength. And for me, that's a big win.
5 years of the Yobas, and if you'd like to be a part of it, you are a youth-owned brand yourself and would like to nominate yourself in one of the 16 categories, the website is top16yoba.co.za, and you can also get in touch with Pat if you'd like to support the cause, sponsor, not just for this year, but in the long term as well. Pat, thank you so much for your time and all the best with this year's edition of the Yobas.
Thank you so much for the platform, and always thank you for always supporting this initiative. And I know last year you came, at the awards show, and you did an OB. So I hope again this year we'll see you at the awards. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to it. The voice of Pat Mahlangu, the founder of the Yobas. 30 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest in sports.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
It's a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibu Dimakura with your latest sports news at the Sawa. So Zimbabwe's top order batter Brian Bennett has called for calm and says they must keep their feet firmly on the ground following their impressive win over Australia at the ongoing T20 World Cup. The Chevrons shocked their more fancied opponents by 23 runs in the second game of the T20 World Cup tournament, having earlier defeated Oman to get their tournament underway. Now, while their 100% record sees them currently sit second in Group B, Bennett says they must win their remaining matches and remain humble in their quest for Super 8 position, with the two matches remaining against Ireland as well as the co-host Sri Lanka still to be played.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's obviously a great start to get 2 out of 2 wins this tournament. I think obviously we've got 2 more games left in the pool matches. I think, definitely just need to go back to the drawing board, not to get too far ahead of ourselves. Still got 2 big games to play, and hopefully we can come out on top of those as well.
What, as impressive as the victory was for Zimbabwe, it was unexpected against the 2021 World Cup champions, who also are ranked second in the world. But Bennett says it was monumental, not only for the team, but the country as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge win for us as Zimbabwe, not only as us as the players, but also as a country. Those fans came all the way from Zimbabwe. They've spent a lot of money to get here, and we're just grateful for what they've done for the last 2 games. And also to the fans back home, we always hear their messages, hear their support. So to go and do that out today was pretty special for everyone.
On to football news now. The Confederation of African Football will conduct the quarterfinal draws for both the CAF Champions League as well as the CAF Confederation Cup 2025-2026 at the Egyptian Football Association headquarters in Cairo, Egypt on Tuesday. So the draw will also be live on CAF's official YouTube channel as well as CAF TV. So that draws will also determine the quarterfinal pairings and the route to the finals in both competitions as Africa's leading club competition moves into the decisive knockout phase for the 2025-2026 season. This after, of course, the conclusion of the group stages of both competitions this past weekend. Athletics news now. Ethiopia's Shura Kitata won the Sevilla Marathon men's race after a photo finish with compatriot Asra Adebinhaman, while Finland's Alisa Vanau stunned a strong African field to triumph in the women's race. Now, the 41st edition produced a lung-busting finale with Kitata as well as Abdirahman inseparable after the 42-kilometer mark, and both given the same time of 2 hours, 3 minutes and 59 seconds, which is the second best in the event's history, with the pair throwing themselves over the finish line. In the men's race, it was defined by millimeters. The women's contest turned a bold tactics as well as late drama, as Kenyan Jacqueline Shalao, the pre-race favourite, dropped off the leading group before halfway mark as Ethiopia's Mulat Kalel Godu pushed for the pace. Now that opened the door for 28-year-old Vino, who then accelerated to victory in 2 hours, 20 minutes and 39 seconds, breaking her Finnish national record. Meanwhile, Kenyan Beatrice Chesarak finished second after also overtaking the tiring Takel Godu, who held off for third, while Italy's Alicia Palmero was fourth, with a Wadua placed in fifth in a time of 2 hours, 24 minutes and 19 seconds. And finally, Karolina Mukova clinched her first title since 2019 as she overcame Canadian teenager Victoria Mboko in the quarterfinal in the Qatar Open final. She won that tie 6-4 and 7-5 on Sunday. The win, her first WTA 1000 event and second overall after the Korea Open 7 years ago, will move her up to 19th, or rather from 19th to 11th position in the updated world rankings that will be released later on today. In a clean opening set, the 29-year-old landed 75% of her first serves, with just 3 points dropped on them. Mboko, meanwhile, managed to take a 4-2 lead in the second set, but Mukova broke twice to seal a victory in 94 minutes. Despite falling to a defeat, Mboko, who started the 2025 season ranked outside the top 300, will jump inside the top 10 when the rankings are released this afternoon. It is 13:35 p.m. Central African Time. It concludes your sports news on the first hour of The Upside. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Alternatively, call us. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. Back with more sports news in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibu Di Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Téléchargez l'application Channel Africa sur votre Play Store ou Apple Store afin de pouvoir suivre toutes nos émissions en direct de là où vous vous trouvez. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Parlez-vous couramment le français? Êtes-vous passionné par la radio? Et êtes-vous qualifié pour travailler en Afrique du Sud? Envoyez-nous votre CV et vos 3 minutes démo en MP3 à @channelafrica.co.za pour avoir une chance de rejoindre la famille Channel Africa. Si vous n'avez pas de réponse après 14 jours, cela signifie que vous n'avez pas été retenu. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
37 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Let's now get the latest in business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo. Good afternoon. Our top story this hour: South Africa's fragile labour market is set to come under the spotlight when the latest unemployment figures are released. Stats SA is due to publish the results of its quarterly labour force survey tomorrow for the final quarter of last year. Economists are expecting that shifts in the official unemployment rate over the last 3 months of 2025 may build on the modest positive momentum seen in the third quarter. Benguela Global Fund Manager's Senior Portfolio Manager Grant Nader says they're looking to see ongoing stability.
We'd like to see this stemming of the losses in the manufacturing sector. As the rand strengthens, it makes it cheaper to import. So we don't want to see that sector coming under too much pressure. And then we'd like to see that momentum in the hospitality and retail, on the back of good tourism, add some further jobs. So around 31.7, 31.8 would be a nice little positive surprise.
South African telecommunications group Telkom has reported an 8.4% increase in the third quarter core profit, supported by ongoing cost-cutting measures and a 7.2% rise in mobile service revenue as consumers continue to buy more data bundles. Telkom, majority owned by the government, said adjusted earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization (EBITDA) rose to $200,960,000, with the EBITDA margin expanding to 29.1% in the 3 months to the 31st of December compared to the same quarter in 2024. Disruptions have been reported at airports across Kenya after aviation workers began a go-slow in a dispute over pay. The country's main airport in Nairobi has been heavily affected, with flights delayed for hours. The Kenya Civil Aviation Authority says they're in talks with labour unions after a court blocked a planned strike last week. The BBC's Richard Kagwe has more.
Departing flights from Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, one of Africa's busiest transport hubs, have been delayed by up to 4 hours. Some passengers say they have remained seated inside aircraft for extended periods as pilots wait for departure clearance from air traffic control. Inside the terminal, crowds of travellers stand in long lines while others sit on the floor anxiously waiting for updates on their flights. Kenya Airways, the airport's largest operator, has advised passengers to expect schedule adjustments, including delays. The Kenya Civil Aviation Authority says airport operations will continue, adding that measures have been put in place to ensure safety.
Former African Union chairperson Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma says the idea behind a borderless Africa means free movement of people and goods, visa-free travel for Africans, and payments in local currencies to boost intracontinental trade. Zuma was briefing the media on the margins of the 39th African Union Summit, which concluded on Sunday at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
One borderless Africa means we are one Africa. We are one Africa, and also we want to trade amongst ourselves as Africans. And trading means moving goods and people. Now, that's why we want borderless, so that traders can be able to move around Africa as they need to. So we want Africans not to need a visa to go to any African country.
The Chinese tech company ByteDance says it'll curb an artificial intelligence video tool after Disney and other entertainment giants threatened legal action. Last week, AI-generated videos using the company's C-Dance app went viral, with many clips based on real actors and films, including copyrighted characters from the Marvel franchise and Star Wars. The BBC's Nick Marsh has more.
Big Hollywood players, so we're talking Disney, Paramount, Skydance, the Motion Picture Association, they're all saying that ByteDance is infringing their intellectual property, stealing it, essentially. Disney called it a smash and grab, and they've been sending ByteDance all kinds of cease and desist letters threatening legal action. We reached out to ByteDance, who are actually they're headquartered here in Singapore. They told us that the company respects intellectual property rights and it's taking steps to strengthen safeguards to prevent the unauthorized use of intellectual property. But the big question of how it's actually training its models is still unanswered.
And now taking a look at the indicators, $1 US in Nigeria is trading at 1,352 naira this afternoon. In Botswana, it's 13 pula and 5. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling 44, and in Zambia, it's 18 kwacha 12. The BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 21. In Russia, 76 rubles 62. In India, it's 90 rupees 54. China 6 yuan 90, and South Africa $1 is trading at 15 rand 92 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 73 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $5,036 per ounce, platinum $2,051 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $67.52 a barrel. And that's the business news. I'll be back with another update in the next hour. In the meantime, if you have any stories you'd like to share with us, please do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Bontle Hetbosch.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
Madapiri pazoshitika. Madapiri pazoshitika.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito yaulere mu zipatala zaboma mu dziko la Zambia azanyanyala ntchito lachisanu sabata ya mawa, ndipo Daniel Shabanda kutambasula nkhani.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito mopanda malipiro apamwezi dziko la Zambia akuyembekezera kuyamba kunyanyala ntchito. Ichi ndi chifukwa chakuti boma lalephera kuwalemba ntchito monga mmene lidawalonjezera. Channel Africa News yalankhulana ndi mkulu wa bungwe la madotolo la Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, Dr. Pochiwe. Akugomeza kuti madotolo ambiri amene akugwira ntchito mu zipatala zaboma akugwira ntchito yaulere, ndipo ali ndi chiyembekezo chakuti tsiku lina adzalembedwa ntchito ndi boma.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Coming through with Uzozisola on Canal Africa. Song by Justin Vibes coming through. It is a Monday. Thank you for being here. We're 10 minutes away from 2. On the other side, what caught your eye?
Darubini ya Afrika na I am Henry Shakif.
Tumeona chapisho mapema hii leo ya kwamba Wizara ya Mambo ya Nje ya nchini Marekani imesema inapitia upya uhusiano wake na nchi ya Tanzania. Pengine taarifa hii imepokelewaje na wananchi wa Tanzania?
Cha kwanza tumeiona taarifa ambayo imetoka hii leo. Sisi kwetu taarifa hii haikutushangaza wala haikutushtua kwa sababu tulishaona taarifa kama hiyo imetoka kwenye ubalozi wa Marekani nchini Tanzania, ikiwa imetolewa na bwana Tom Pigot.
Umezungumza kwa kina kabisa. Haya ni malalamiko ambayo yamekuwa yakijitokeza mara kwa mara. Unadhani sasa je, wana hoja ya msingi?
Unauliza maswali mazuri sana na maswali ya tafakari. Maswali ambayo hayawezi kujibiwa kwa dakika moja au kwa siku moja. Ni maswali yanayohitaji utafiti, yanayohitaji kusoma.
Darubini ya Afrika kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa kuanzia saa 11 kamili hadi saa 12 kamili jioni majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
9 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African Time. It's time for What Caught Your Eye. Catch us live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Here's what caught my eye. Rather sad, actually. Because there was an e-hailing driver incident that happened on the 11th of February. When was that? That was like last week, Wednesday, somewhere there. 22-year-old e-hailing driver was killed inside his vehicle during a ride in Pretoria West, Gauteng, If I'm not mistaken, he was a Zimbabwean young man studying in South Africa, and he was using this e-hailing business to get additional funds, to supplement an income, so he can ensure that he's able to continue studying and have a decent living, I guess. On a routine pickup, I went to go pick up, a request. If I'm not mistaken, there was a lady and either two gentlemen or a gentleman. The lady went to go sit in front with him as a passenger, and then the gentleman at the back, if not two of them, went to the back. They drove off, and it turned out that it was not a routine pickup because they had their own agenda. As they were driving, a scuffle unfolded where the gentleman who was sitting behind him started to strangle him from the front. Strangled him to the point that he lost consciousness and presumed died in that moment. At the same time, the lady was sitting in front in the passenger seat, were, taking things out of his pocket, whether wallet and whatever the case may be. They ended up pulling his body back to the back seat, got into the car, drove away, and dropped off the car somewhere. Still, to date, they have caught the female who was sitting in the passenger seat because there was a dash cam, and all of this, it's horrible. It's horrible to see because it's on social media. You get to see the entire thing. The female has been now arrested, and she'll be appearing in court on charges of murder and so on and so forth. The other two, or the other gentleman who was a part of this, has not been caught yet. We are waiting to see what is going to transpire after that. But that's what caught my eye. Very tragic, very sad indeed. Let us know. Three people have been arrested already. Hlope is just alerting me that 3 people have been arrested already. But very tragic. I mean, yes, the power of social media. Yes, the power of social media, they have been caught. Justice will be served. But this young man's life has been cut short. Why? Because they wanted a 10 rand, 50 rand from him, and then they left the car. The value of a human life, 50 rand, 100 rand, 200 rand. Really? Very disappointing. As South Africa, I know a lot of South Africans have said, listen, we're crying with you. Although if you're in Zimbabwe, we're crying with you. Because for a lot of the time, South Africans, when they think about Zimbabweans, they'll always say, hey, go back to Zimbabwe, go back. In this instance, they were brought together and they said, listen, unacceptable. This should never have happened, and we weep with you. So condolences to the family of this young man, and we hope that justice will be served. That's what caught my eye.
I hope it was worth it, because honestly, what do you say? Was it worth it? That's a big question. That's one thing I would love to ask these petty criminals is it worth it? Okay, you've taken a life, you've taken a cell phone. Is it worth it? The money that you took 6 hours ago, do you still have it in your pocket? Do you still have it? Is it really worth it to take a life for a cell phone, for a 50 rand, whatever it is, for a car, replaceable things?
Do you think that they are of sane mind? Maybe drugs and substances are involved, and so you would not even be knowing, you would not even recognize. You have no conscience at that point. You're not even thinking clearly. But that doesn't justify taking a human life. That's where we're at. Very sad.
The Argungu Festival. Huge. Argungu. Argungu.
Oh.
Okay. Have you heard of it?
No.
It is a big deal. Let me tell you. It's actually a miracle that I didn't go this year. I need to pack my bags next year and head to Nigeria for the Argungu Festival, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fishing festivals in the world. Okay, it's a grand fishing competition, as it were. Thousands and thousands and thousands of fishermen get into the Matan-Fada River. This is in Kedi State in Nigeria. And they get in at the same time. I mean, I need to find the footage and show you. If you were able to catch the agriculture program yesterday, you would have seen it. But it is, I mean, it's like nothing you have ever seen before. thousands of fishermen get into this particular Matanfada River at the same time with wide nets that they cast in there, and they just showcase their skills. And the winners, as I understand it, have previously or historically walked away with very big prizes, including cars, cash, even houses in some cases in previous years, which makes it one of the most competitive cultural festivals in West Africa as we speak. A little bit of history. The festival began in 1934 as a symbol of peace between the Sokoto and the Kebi Kingdom, as mentioned. So what that means is that it's turning what once was a conflict into merging of cultures, into a cultural celebration at the end of the day. So it was good to note that this year was very successful. This year it took place between the 11th and it concluded on the 14th on Valentine's Day. Huge fish. I mean, some of these fishes are, man, they're as tall as me. Okay, and I'm a very tall person. Okay, so some of these fishes are huge. I mean, it is quite a marvel to watch. Of course, we acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu was there to support this particular festival. The Minister of Tourism in Nigeria was there, and other delegates. There was a huge delegation that's there, as per every single year. So big love to Kebbi State in Nigeria. Spoke to several journalists actually who were there, who are yet to give me an update. Oh my goodness, hoping that next week, this coming Sunday, we'll have an update on the agricultural show. But what a festival. What a festival. We've got to find that footage and share it with you. It is marvelous.
Festival of
Argungu fishing.
Argungu fishing. Is it a catch and release situation?
No, catch
You're catching
and feed
it,
the nation.
feeding.
Nigeria's got a lot of people. Hey, 250 million people live in Nigeria, and they've got to be fed. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. We need such festivals on the regular.
Huge.
Come here, Southern Africa. I've got plenty of fishing spots.
Exactly.
And the problem with a lot of our spots here in Southern Africa is that it's catch and release, catch and then take a picture of it.
Catch and feed the
take a picture, Instagram, then put it back in the water. No, we must catch and then feed the nation. I love that. It's 2 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the second hour of The Upside. Before we get into this hour's festivities, let's get the latest news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories. A number of soldiers killed in Nigeria following assault by Islamist militants. And Indonesia prepares to send 8,000 troops to Gaza. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Nigerian troops have driven back simultaneous assaults by Islamist militants on 2 military bases in Borno State, leaving an unspecified number of soldiers dead. The weekend's coordinated assaults targeted Polka near the Cameroon border and Mandara Girao in southern Borno, both long contested fronts in the fight against Islamist militants. The military said the failed attacks highlight mounting pressure on the insurgents. The 39th ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union concluded yesterday at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, following 2 days of high-level deliberation by African heads of state and government. The former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is facilitating the peace process in the DRC, says they are making progress. The DRC says the new Angola-mediated ceasefire with the M23 group will start tomorrow. It aims at halting intense fighting in the eastern part of the country. Kenyatta explains.
We are making good headway. The team is working well. We're looking forward to future meetings where we hope to consolidate positions and begin the actual work on the ground to see that the people of DRC get the peace and stability that they deserve.
Tunisian police detained opposition figure Alpha Hamdi as she arrived at the country's main airport yesterday. This is the latest move against a critic of President Kais Saied. Hamdi is a leader of the Third Republic Party and was detained shortly after disembarking from a flight. Hamdi has repeatedly criticized Saied's rule and called for the formation of a transitional government and early presidential elections. Many opposition leaders, along with activists and journalists, are behind bars, with critics accusing Saied of having turned Tunisia into a prison since 2021. The bird to consider the national interest as a criteria in prosecuting apartheid-era perpetrators was simply to protect members of the African National Congress Party that were refused amnesty by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This is the assertion made by Lekhuleni, who is continuing his testimony at the GRC cases inquiry, which is sitting for its fourth day today in Newtown, Johannesburg. Lekhuleni was speaking on behalf of the families of victims, including his father, who was part of the Craddock 4, brutally murdered by the security branch in 1985. The National Prosecuting Authority extended the criteria for non-prosecutions with amendment in 2005 to include national interest, the degree of remorse and level of indoctrination of perpetrators, amongst others.
The people who were then sitting in the room claiming national interest would have been doing so to try to protect themselves and perhaps their comrades from those kinds of repercussions or those kinds of prosecutions. So to ensure that their friends and their comrades and their people were not prosecuted, decisions were then taken in the national interest to say, but we can't proceed with prosecuting Eric Taylor, because if we prosecute Eric Taylor, we might then be forced in a position to prosecute one of the ANC 37.
Lastly, Indonesia says it is preparing to send 1,000 troops to Gaza by early April for possible deployment in a proposed multinational peacekeeping force. An army spokesperson, Doni Pramono, says the figure would rise to 8,000 by June. He said Indonesia, as the world's biggest Muslim nation, should assist to stabilize Gaza. Now, recapping on your top stories, Nigerian troops have driven back simultaneous assaults by Islamist militants on 2 military bases in Borno State, leaving an unspecified number of soldiers dead. Now, for any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
6 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. It's the second hour, the golden hour of The Upside. Welcome to the Monday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Hey. Join us live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. We're talking all things property and digital nomads and how it's affecting the property market in Africa. Are people still buying when you can work just about anywhere?
Listen, people are buying because there's also opportunities for you to put people in there and make money. So, you know, it'll always be a buyer's market. But we're going to investigate further, okay, from remote work to real estate boom, the growing impact of digital nomads on African housing is what this discussion is going to be all about. If you happen to catch the broadcast live, we'd love to hear what you think around the movement of the people okay, from one place to another, and basically hashtag office anywhere, and how that's affecting the space of housing on the continent. Stay with us.
Aye, 30 girls in my condo. Waiting, I want to, I don't know. One day to leave, one toto. Read the Faji or Nighto. Make nobody call my phone. Leave me alone. Cause me, I want them my zone. No place like home. All my ladies. You know, say I no be novice. Shake your body, make me notice. Say, from the room to the floor to the kitchen, they will make you babies. Leave it up for many places. Baby, make me know the babies. Take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish, over my sasha, take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish. Yeah, Sharawa. So you tomato, you set wala. You know, baby girl, I'm not your set. She say, who be your set? I said, baby girl, I'm none of your friends. Now you are who the contendo. You dey waste my time, you dey scatter my schedule. Come make us spread you. She say she got a rich boy from Barcelona. Microfinance me, I go low now. Call me Pluto boy, car controller. What you doing 8:30? Come over, better call, better money, show promoter. Not talk waiting, I collect for October. I be me Netflix or Dakota. I never lose my composure. When you see me, it's all over. I gonna aesthetic. Call it, see me so back. Over my dish, take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish, over my sasha, take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish. Look at my test in a potty. Is she a digger? She said, Regina Daniels. Is she a rigger? Oh no, me won't like it. I let you have baby. Venuvela be a baby. Because I just get it. I let my laugh at all. Tori Jerry Bale Pepe. Lafia to fuck ya. Vision Lafia. What am I doing? Ale you are Boga. Boga Gaga. Boga. Okay, the meat was my gel. Oh baby, je m'appelle. Jack Carrera to Batalo. This your body now. Tell of Batalo. Omo yima pamina. Una too sweet Mirinda. Omo gay you too bad. Push off your boat, no love to fascisha. With this your water bomb bomb. Anywhere you there I go wrong come. She said make a come on condom. Penetrate the kingdom. Oh my ladies. You know say I no be novice. Shake your body make me notice. Say from the room to the floor to the kitchen they will make you babies. Leave it up for many places. Baby make me know the babies. Take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish, take my dish, over my dish.
That is Zlatan coming through featuring Shali Poppy, Idol West, Terry the Volcano is also on that. The Voice, no, it's not the Volcano. It's Terry the Voice. I think that sounds much better. Jeserawa is the name of the song. 10 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time, our conversation about digital nomads and how it's impacting the property market, particularly in South Africa, is coming up next.
The whole population of Africa has been shocked to the depth of its soul.
For 60 years, Channel Africa has been the voice that connects the continent, telling our stories and sharing our vision with the world. This year, we mark 6 decades of broadcast excellence.
60 years of stories, sound, and connection.
6 years of African conversations that matter.
This is 60 years of broadcast excellence.
Rooted in Africa's heartbeat and looking boldly into the future. Join Channel Africa as we celebrate 60 years of broadcasting. Still strong, still vibrant, and still giving you the African perspective.
Channel Africa.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa.
Charge my energy, I no get time for no enemy. To reap pay to me.
nothing with person never see. I'm on nothing with person never see. Forget it, I say bashi. Money soon expected. Check out what body I jump. I take out to the person. Check jelly, check. I'm in the answer, then yes sir. Then I'm in the answer, yes sir. Respect is reciprocal, even though una know say I special. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something, I can't something. Go back to fele, I can't something. You want job but you never work. Should not because myself I never talk. I look you, they laugh, you go. I shall no say the time go come, mama, I no say the time go come. When you no go fit the line, mama, life not on python. Whether you like or not, to baji, jami, a best go pass. So yeah, keep me jack on go. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something, I can't something. Go back to fele, I can't something. Money soon expected. Take out body I jump. I take out to the person. Check. I'm in the answer, then yes sir. Then I'm in the answer, yes sir. Respect is reciprocal, even though una know say I special. Anybody, we no want to search it. Anybody, we no the carry body. I can't something, I can't something. Go back to fele, I can't something.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
For my mind, you see, if no be money, go sweep me like vitamin C. Oh, as you can see, something will not there for me. If you don't say that you're for me, it's no guarantee. I know if you say you be my party, for my money, you want the time I want connect. For my balance, you know straight my car, you too can I enter small yawa. For your mother, you the only me, you want the call. If you go away, go. If you go away, go. You want if you go away, go. If you go away, go. You want if you go away, go. If you go away, go. You want if you go away, go. If you go away, go. Why you want if you go away, go. 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 Baby, my money make a boss more. Stop at the long talk, I know they will on me. I want some malaga with my day ones, my day one. I never let my enemies shame me go. Now I me, I don't know rest, I always say walk out. If I say oh lazy go, I go pick your money before I pick my baby go. Because it is stop nonsense, you dey tell me how market. If I form or make I bend, say you get fake dress, but you won't give me advice about patience. Are you making sense? Can't fit before I change my color. I dey talk, you dey talk, shut up. Me where be with it, I know be ball. She be mama, ever I'm fed up.
It's gone 17 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. We kicked you off with Burna Boy's Anybody. And that last song we're listening to there, Fikan We Can by BNXN and Rema. This is the Monday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Still broadcasting live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. We're getting ready now to have a conversation about how the nomad visa is changing the way that people are, buying properties. Because when you can work anywhere, do you have to buy a house? Or do you just buy it to turn it into an investment property? You just short-term lease, long-term leasing it to make a profit while you just go about your nomadic lifestyle? If you could work anywhere, literally, and be remote, would you have a stable base? Or would you, like I'm saying, just buy property, short-term rental, get an income, forget about it?
Yeah, it's always good to have somewhere where you can go when it's no longer possible to travel. So that would be my response. We're 18 minutes into 2. Let's take a break. Actually, we are going to be having a conversation with Tebogo Lekhuleni, who is principal property practitioner and franchise owner of SEEF Property Group. They've been doing this a very long time.
Very long time, eh?
So appropriate to speak to them. We'll be back.
Across Africa, communities rise with the promise of clean water and clean sanitation. The African Union's 2026 theme calls us to action.
It's about mobilizing real commitments, securing climate-resilient water and sanitation projects, and ensuring that water becomes a driver of sustainable development and prosperity across the continent.
A landmark moment, not only for Africa, but for the global movement for access to safe water for all.
Assuring sustainable water availability for every home, every village, every nation. This is the Africa we want.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high-energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out, actually, when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018? Nah, you trolling me. It's 2026. No. It ain't 2026? Wait, hold on. Wait, we in the past? Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked Speed was. He went back in time.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time. We take no sides, none whatsoever. We are the Upside.
20 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get into our conversation about the digital nomad visa and how it's impacting the property market.
Absolutely. Let's have a conversation about it with Tebogo Lekhuleni, principal property practitioner and franchise owner at SEEF Property Group. Tebogo, good to talk to you. Happy Monday.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Sorry, just to correct you a bit, I'm not at SEEF, I'm at Rawson Property.
Okay, apologies for that.
No problem.
Let's talk about this visa. I really want to get to understand the South African digital nomad visa. And as we understand it, established or put into place since the year 2024. What measurable changes have you seen in the property market, particularly when we look at demand in certain areas?
Well, basically what we've seen is that there has been a lot of influx of, so basically there's a lot of demand in terms of the properties that are going quickly because, now people that are benefiting mostly, it's mostly the landlords, you know. So it affects a lot of people that are in the locals, you know, people in South Africa. So people that are benefiting are people that are not from around South Africa. So you look at places like Cape Town, you look at Ballito, you know, we're seeing a lot of demand in the supply, but we do not have stock, you know. So that has been the issues that have arisen, and a lot of people are not affording all of these properties, you know. So that's what has been happening lately, you know.
So are you saying then, Njabulo, as a result of these digital nomads and the demand they're placing on the housing markets, have the rental prices, have they gone up then significantly?
They have gone up. They have gone up, and it doesn't benefit the normal South African that is having a normal job. It's normally benefiting people that just have the money, that are not always from South Africa, that will just buy the property, and whereas we end up not benefiting as the locals in South Africa. So it does not benefit us at all. And you find that it because now there's so much supply, right? There is no stock, right? So there is a lot of demand. So that's why the prices end up going higher, you know, because so whereas, for example, if there's a lot of stock, right, in that case the prices stay the same, you know, or they are very affordable. So it doesn't um, it doesn't become in an advantage of the seller, for example, or the owner. So these are the issues that arise, and it really doesn't benefit the normal South African because we can't afford it.
Affordability is a big issue. I want to understand this deeper, looking from an investment point of view, right? A lot of people are buying properties, you know, to invest. So investor purchases, are they buying to cater or target these digital nomads, or is it just a case of what is currently existing and the landlords that are already there are just simply adapting or rather adapting their properties to suit the market?
Basically, it's just to suit the market. You know, they do not care as long as it makes sense. So basically, let me make an example. A typical landlord or someone who wants to buy a property or investor, they look at the return that they will get, right, on the investment. And if it makes sense for them, then they go ahead with it. If it doesn't make sense for them, they will not go ahead with it. So that's what a typical investor does, you know.
Njabulo, how can we get to a place where there's some sort of, for lack of a better word, balance, where the locals can benefit from this new digital nomad lifestyle and the demands, and one that also benefits the landlords? Yes, they are benefiting right now, but how can we ensure and get to a place where the locals are also benefiting?
I think there should be regulations that are imposed. You know, we're having these conversations with the property practitioners board, right? And we are having these conversations with them, but there has to be some regulations because it's really getting out of hand, and it's not benefiting the normal South African. So we are having those conversations. But definitely there needs to be regulations done, and they has to be enforced somehow.
Njabilo, do we know where there are strict regulations? Because I know particularly with the Cape Town example, that this is happening in other parts of the world. The Netherlands, I think, was mentioned as a statistic of just these high demand for Airbnbs, and it's really just putting the locals in a very, very tight position. So do you know of international examples where laws have been enforced to put the citizens of that particular nation first above all else?
I think in Portugal, if I'm not mistaken, they have laws that they have enforced and to put citizens first. And these are certain laws that we also need to implement. As I said, we are having these conversations with the board, the property board, and hopefully we will reach a point where it also benefits the local people, because as it stands, a lot of people that are benefiting are not from South Africa. And we end up being in a position where we can't even compete in the property sector, and that doesn't benefit us in South Africa. We need to be keeping the money here in South Africa, and but it's not happening, unfortunately. And I also understand where the position of the sellers is. A person who's selling, they want more prices for their property, but also we need to have a way that we regulate everything. I mean, I'll make an example. One of the things that I've always had an issue with is, why is it that we give so much power to the seller, whereas we can give power to what does the regulation say? Or what, for example, I'll make an example. If you were to have a property that you want to sell right now, right? You as a seller, you can just put it at any price. You can say the property is 20 million, right? Whereas the property is worth 10 million. So now a person who doesn't even know the market in that area, and they have the money, they can fall into that trap and they buy the 20 million house. And then automatically it messes up with the market entirely. So these are the conversations that we're having with the board, and hopefully we will get to a point of it.
I didn't know that. I always assumed that when a seller puts up a price for their house, it will have been because they got guidance and they looked at the market value in the area and based it on that. But it's very interesting that you said that a seller can just say, hey, I'm going to put an extra 10 million rand on my property. Njabulo, if we'd like to list a property with you or have you sell our properties, how can we find you?
So you can just contact me on 073 72 51 707, or you can go to my website, which is rawson.co.za. And also you can find me on email, which is njabulo.gule@rawson.co.za.
Amazing. And Njabulo, thank you so much for your time and for shining a light on this digital nomad visa and its impact in the property markets. The voice of Njabulo Gule, principal property practitioner and at the Rawson's Property Group. Check him out on the socials, get in touch with him on the website if you'd like to list your property and perhaps also get some counsel from him. 30 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest sports.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
And it's a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibu Dimakura with the latest sports news at the Sawa. So MC Alger head coach Rulani Mokwena has admitted his side had compromised their CAF Champions League hopes long before yesterday's a 2-0 defeat to Mamelodi Sundowns. In fact, it was on Saturday. So reflecting on the loss to his former club, he conceded the team failed to capitalize on key chances earlier in the group stages, leaving them with a too much to do in the final fixture. Mokwena said arriving at Loftus Versfeld Stadium in the country's capital city, needing at least a point against a determined Mamelodi Sundowns was always going to be a tall order.
We didn't get knocked out today. If you review our participation in the Champions League, we maybe let it go when we were away in Rwanda and conceding first and making it 1-1, and then in the last 10, 15 minutes, 12 minutes of the game to lose it 2-1 away from home. When you have a point in the Champions League, away from home is very, very important. I think we had a lot of chances against Sundowns, a lot of chances, and it's important in the Champions League once again to win your home matches, and then we take a point when we could have taken 3, and that would have made a big difference.
So Mokwena was also asked whether being eliminated from the CAF Champions League would affect his job security at the club. This is what he had to say about that.
I don't know. That's up to the club. I'm focused on what's left of the remaining of the season. That's a question that's not within my control now.
On to some cricket news now. Batter Steve Smith has been added to Australia's T20 World Cup squad in time for today's crucial match against Sri Lanka in Pakele. Now, Smith travelled to Sri Lanka as cover after Captain Mitchell Marsh was hit in the groin area last week and suffered testicular bleeding. Now, Smith was not officially added to the squad, with the management waiting to see how the situation developed, but now comes in as a replacement for fast bowler Josh Hazlewood. Hazlewood was ruled out on the eve of the tournament and was not initially replaced. Smith has not played a T20 match for Australia since February of 2024, but scored a century and a 5 50s in match 6 in the Big Bash League after the Ashes in January, leading some to suggest he should have been in Australia's squad regardless. Australia's batters have struggled in this year's tournament so far, bowled out for 146 all out in a 23 runs defeat by Zimbabwe to leave them sitting in a precarious situation, and much does not qualify for the Super 8s at this year's tournament. Australia will be eliminated from the World Cup if they lose to Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe beat Ireland on Tuesday. They may need to win both their remaining games and rely on the net run rate to indeed qualify for the Super 8s. Well, Zimbabwe's top order batsman, that is Brian Bennett, has called for calm and says they must keep their feet firmly on the ground following their impressive win over Australia at the ongoing T20 World Cup. Now, the Chevrons shocked their more fancied opponents by 23 runs in their second game of the tournament, having earlier defeated Oman to get their tournament underway. While their 100% record sees them sit second in Group B, Bennett says they must remain humble in their quest for a Super 8 place, with 2 matches remaining against England and the co-host Sri Lanka.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's obviously a great start to get 2 out of 2 wins this tournament. I think obviously we've got 2 more games left in the pool matches. I think, yeah, definitely just need to go back to the drawing board, not to get too far ahead of ourselves. Still got 2 big games to play, and hopefully we can come out on top of those as well.
And finally, in tennis news, Karolina Muchova clinched her first title since 2019 as she overcame Canadian teenager Victoria Mboko in the Qatar Open final. She won that tie 6-7 and 7-5. The win, by the way, her first WTA 1000 event, and also her second overall after her career Open title 7 years ago, will move her from 19th to 11th when the updated world rankings are released later on today. In a clean opening set, the 29-year-old landed 75% of the first service with just 3 points dropped on them. Mboko, meanwhile, managed to take a 4-2 lead in the second set, but Muchova managed to break twice to seal a victory in 94 minutes. Despite falling to the defeat, Mboko, who started 2025 ranked outside of the top 300, will jump inside the top 10 as she has the most match wins on the women's tour this season so far. On that historic note, it is 14:35 p.m. Central African Time and concludes your sports news this hour. I'm back with more sports news in the third and final hour of The Upside. As always, for any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. With Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on OpenView's audio bouquet. Channel 628. Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you'll be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
36 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Buntle Headbush is standing by now with the latest in business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo, and a very good afternoon to our listeners. Our top story this hour: Turkey has sent its deep-sea drilling vessel, Kagri Bay, to Somalia for what its energy minister says will be Ankar's first offshore exploration mission outside its maritime zone. Turkish Energy Minister Alparslan Bayraktar has described the move as a historic moment in Turkey's oil and gas exploration efforts and says the vessel will begin drilling in April at the Kurad-1 well off Somalia. Bayraktar says that for the first time, Turkey's deep-sea drilling ship is setting out on a mission beyond its own maritime zone. South African Cultural Observatory, SACO, has called for informed policy decisions around the welfare of people in creative sectors. Hundreds of film and television workers marched outside Parliament last month under the banner Save SA Film Jobs to protest the declining employment and funding delays. The march highlighted the wider struggles faced by the creative community. SACO revealed that South Africa's cultural, creative and sports industries contributed an estimated $15.03 billion to the national economy in 2023, accounting for about 3.9% of GDP. Unati Luchaba is the executive director at SACO.
We need policies and investment that ensures inclusive transformation. And especially now, the world is being transformed and AI is transforming how creative and even sports are actually consuming and creating their products. So we need policies that ensure inclusive digital transformation as well, so that innovation is not just a privilege of just a few, but the right of all creative South Africans.
Global commodity trader Vitol says it's backing a consortium planning to build a $3 billion gas-fired power station and liquefied natural gas import facility at South Africa's East Coast Durban port. South Africa sees gas as crucial for its efforts to move away from coal-fired power plants, which supply most of the electricity to Africa's most industrialized economy, while Vitol wants a foothold in a market targeting 16 gigawatts of new gas generation by 2039. Vitol says the project consortium includes Saudi Arabia's Aqua Power. South Africa's fragile labour market is set to come under the spotlight when the latest unemployment figures are released. Stats SA is due to publish the results of its quarterly labour force survey tomorrow for the final quarter of last year. Economists are expecting that shifts in the official unemployment rate over the last 3 months of 2025 may build on the modest positive momentum seen in the third quarter. Benguela Global Fund Manager's Senior Portfolio Manager, Grant Nader, says they are looking to see ongoing stability.
We'd like to see this stemming of the losses in the manufacturing sector. As the rand strengthens, it makes it cheaper to import. So we don't want to see that sector coming under too much pressure. And then we'd like to see that momentum in the hospitality and retail, on the back of good tourism, add some further jobs. So around 31.7, 31.8 would be a nice little positive surprise.
The Chinese tech company ByteDance says it'll curb an artificial intelligence video tool after Disney and other entertainment giants threatened legal action. Last week, AI-generated videos using the company's C-Dance app went viral, with many clips based on real actors and films, including copyrighted characters from the Marvel franchise and Star Wars. The BBC's Nick Marsh has more.
big Hollywood players, so we're talking Disney, Paramount, Skydance, the Motion Picture Association, they're all saying that ByteDance is infringing their intellectual property, stealing it, essentially. Disney called it a smash and grab, and they've been sending ByteDance all kinds of cease and desist letters threatening legal action. We reached out to ByteDance, who are actually they're headquartered here in Singapore. They told us that the company respects intellectual property rights and it's taking steps to strengthen safeguards to prevent the unauthorized use of intellectual property. But the big question of how it's actually training its models is still unanswered.
And now taking a look at the indicators, $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,352 naira. In Botswana, it's at 13.5. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling 44, and in Zambia, it's 18 kwacha 12. The BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 21. Russia 76 rubles 62. India it's 90 rupees 54. China 6 yuan 90, and South Africa $1 is trading at 15 rand 92 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 73 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $5,036 per ounce, platinum at $2,051 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $67.52 a barrel. And that's the business news. I'll be back with a final business update in the next hour. For any stories you'd like to share with us, please do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Buntle Headbush.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Muranziwa means my love in Xitsonga. So if you're listening to this, just know that you are my love. Yes. You and I are an item. We're dating. We are together. So I love you, baby. Why are you blushing? Why are you blushing? Like, haven't you heard somebody confessing their love to you? I mean, you gotta get used to it now, because I'm gonna tell you this every day, that I love you. I can tell you, there are so many people who are never told they are loved. I come to the studio every Monday, 12 to 3, because I've got an appointment with you. I take you serious. Forget about the other person, right? Moranziwa.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Tebogo Lekhuleni. Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la double K
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo kutuli bwanji ndi
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
Bozano, ye bizanga zokozana boza ya go na 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 na, bona za 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 za. Disponible pour aider ta woman, et bien que yo zali good man. Chérie zala no kyo ziliza babose, zotungiza moli mona ngaki mabangwa hii. Chérie zala no kyo ziliza babose, zotungiza moli mona ngaki mabangwa hii. kakabosano yebizanga zokozana bosa yako na 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 bona za 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 disponible pour aider ta woman ayebike yoza likulma sherizala nokyo ziliza babose zotungiza molimo nanga kimabangwa sherizala nokyo ziliza babose zotungiza molimo nanga kimabangwa
Beautiful lady, for what I'm about to do with you, you're not ready. Una cosa, dime cuándo vamos living la vida loca. Una cosa, dime cuándo vamos living la vida loca. Naringio, llamo de mananga, mwasi kitoko. Llamo de mananga, de mananga, oh de mananga, de mananga. Hey, mama.
Mama.
48 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Posa by Zara Williams featuring Siquandro Pedro. I saw something very interesting, and I do apologize for, to an extent, the vulgarness of what I'm about to share with you. But I thought I'd bring it up because I saw it online, and I was fascinated by how it actually all transpired. So now I can't find it properly now, but the gist of it is this: there's currently some Winter Olympics that are taking place. Okay, some Winter Olympics taking place, and one of their villages, the Olympic village, had reported that the Olympic Village hosts about 2,700 athletes, right, who are staying there during the duration of the Olympics, Winter Olympics. The athletes are now complaining, or not complaining, but they've reported that there is a condom shortage now. They were initially supplied with 10,000 of these rubber protection thingies. Mm-hmm. In a space of 3 days, they've been used up by about 2,700 people. Now, I know that athletes, they're sort of, you are training and doing, your whole life you are training to come first, but this is unacceptable.
Interesting choice of words.
No, but 3 days, 10,000 condoms. Hi, Mmatsheko, what are they doing there in that village?
They are athletes.
What does that mean? They're not married, these people.
That means
they don't have their own
fast.
people.
Hey?
They don't have their own people. No, they're doing funny things at the Olympic Village.
Is that the rabbit hole you're going down?
I found it fascinating.
Listen, that is a very deep rabbit hole that you're going down about human behavior and when wandering eyes turn into... Look, I mean...
Yep.
People will be people, right?
Yep.
Some will see the bunch of flowers, turn around and, that's a nice bunch of flowers. Mm-hmm. And then you'll get those that want to go pick the flower, okay?
All right.
And want to go and pick another one and pick another one and pick another one.
Yep.
So
I'm hoping that this story is not true, by the way. I saw it trending. I'm hoping it's not true because that's just ridiculous. 10,000. 9 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African Time.
Channel Africa is moving with the times, and so is our WhatsApp line. We've changed our WhatsApp number, making it even easier for you to stay connected. Send us your voice notes, comments, shout outs, and song requests to our new WhatsApp number, +27 83 288 6684. That's +27 83 288 6684. Save it, share it, and stay in the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
It's Chris with the drama vibe.
Kutoka Manzabe, picha twazi twanga kisera, posti insta wanga kwa kera, baada ya chali kimoko. Cause I just wanna let them know I'm Africa music. Africa music. Africa music. You're my Africa music. Kutoka Mazabe, picha twaze twanga kisera, posti insta wanga kwa kera, bataja vikemoko. Cause I just wanna let them know Africa music. Africa music. You're my Africa music. You're my Africa music. And you know I deserve to be the one that takes you high. Timwili chumbani kila kona, benzi tali papa ngojera, uba kama tanga sekera, kwa vino vya paikoko. Kutoka Manzabe, picha twazi twanga kisera, posti insta wanga kwa kera, baada ya chali kimoko. Cause I just wanna let them know I'm Africa music. Oh, you're mine, yes, you're mine, Africa music.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
It's so easy.
trust it, Shawty. Don't worry about nothing, Shawty. I know you're struggling with loving so hard. No, not today. No, not today. I'm a Yoruba demon. We don't repent. I don't change my ways. I know the distance is long, but I hope you don't miss my goals. One day I'll knock on your door. I'm different, I'll prove it all. Shall we go to the matter? Make we solve and cup and every time make you go better. I might be dangerous, but I'm on your side, on your side. I know you thought that I would come and break your heart. No, not today. No, not today. And I know you thought that I would come and let to your scars. No, not today. No, not today. You need a good hug, Shawty. Good sex and good love, Shawty. Someone you can trust, Shawty. Don't worry about nothing, Shawty. I know you're struggling with loving so hard. No, not today. No, not today.
Overeater, 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 overeater. Girl on fire, traumatized creature. Love and protect you like my sister. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. Speak of you highly and love you deeper. Open your doors, run you a hot bath, open your pores. Grapes and top wine, open your jaws. I'm nothing like them other niggas from before. I'm fighting the stereotype, I'm going to war. Let's go MIA, elope on the shore. Mrs. Me, them legs are gold, I'm Mr. T. Keep them around my neck till I forget to breathe.
I just want to listen to you. Tell me all of the things you want. Tell me all of the things you need. Just sit back and listen to you. Hold you close while I hear you out. We so close I can hear you breathe. 'Cause nothing will matter, 'cause nothing's the same. 'Cause when you're with me, let your past be your pain. 'Cause I won't neglect you, won't repeat the pain, the pain, the pain. I know you thought that I would come and break your heart. No, not today. No, not today. And I know you thought that I would come and let to your scars. No, not today. No, not today.
Oh man, Sade by Rutimi featuring Nasty C. And before that we had African Beauty by Diamond Platinums featuring Omarion. It's the Monday edition of The Upside. Thank you so much for tuning in to Channel Africa, The African Perspective. We are still broadcasting live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Before we get into our final hour and all its festivities, let's get the latest news. It's 3 p.m. Central African Time.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories this hour. A new Angola-mediated ceasefire with the M23 group will start tomorrow. And Indonesia prepares to send 1,000 troops to Gaza. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. The former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta says a new Angola-mediated ceasefire with the M23 group will start tomorrow. The agreement is intended to bring an immediate halt to hostilities in the east, where communities have borne the brunt of recurring clashes. Speaking after the 39th ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Kenyatta indicated that mediation efforts are beginning to take shape and that discussions amongst the parties have been constructive.
We are making good headway. The team is working well. We're looking forward to future meetings where we hope to consolidate positions and begin the actual work on the ground to see that the people of DRC get the peace and stability that they deserve.
Nigerian troops have driven back simultaneous assaults by Islamist militants in 2 military bases in Borno State, leaving an unspecified number of soldiers dead. The weekend's coordinated assaults targeted Poka near the Cameroon border in Mandara Girau in southern Borno, both long contested fronts in the fight against Islamist militants. The military said the failed attacks highlights mounting pressure on the insurgents. Families of victims of the apartheid-era human rights violations in South Africa say Parliament should have conducted better oversight with regards to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission cases. 25 years after the conclusion of the TRC process, very little has been done to deal with the approximately 300 cases referred to the National Prosecuting Authority by the TRC for investigation and prosecution. Lukanyo Galata, speaking on behalf of the families, has referred the presentation of then National Director of Public Prosecutions, Vusi Pikoli, to the Justice Portfolio Committee in May 2007, where he complained to MPs of political interference stopping the authority's work in respect to the TRC cases.
It was perhaps an indictment on Parliament and how seriously they took this issue. Because if your NDPP says there's political interference in my department, in my office, I cannot do certain things because I'm being prevented, illegally so, from fulfilling my responsibilities. This should have set alarm bells ringing. Because had Parliament taken the words of the NDPP seriously and investigated, there would have been information that would have come forth and that would have been dealt with.
Officials in Madagascar say at least 59 people have died after Cyclone Gazani struck the island country last week. The Disaster Management Office says it's assessing the impact of the second tropical storm to hit Madagascar this year. The cyclone displaced over 16,000 people. 15 people remain missing. The National Bureau for Risk says 804 people have been left injured and over 400,000 have been classified as affected by the disaster. Gazani barreled through the country just 10 days after tropical cyclone Fiatia killed 14 people and displaced thousands. Lastly, Indonesia says it's preparing to send 1,000 troops to Gaza by early April for a possible deployment in a proposed multinational peacekeeping force. Indonesia would be the first country to formally commit troops to the security mission, a key part of U.S. President Donald Trump's ceasefire plan. The BBC's Electra Naismith.
Indonesia is the world's biggest Muslim nation, and it believes that as such it should help to stabilise Gaza. The army says a total of 8,000 troops will be ready for deployment by June. The final go-ahead will come from the Indonesian president. The foreign ministry says any role by Indonesia in Gaza will be strictly humanitarian. Jakarta has no formal diplomatic ties with Israel because of the Palestinian conflict. The government says military participation in Gaza should not be interpreted as a normalising of political relations.
Recapping on your top stories, the former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta says the new Angola-mediated ceasefire with the M23 group will start tomorrow. The agreement is intended to bring an immediate halt to hostilities in the east, where communities have borne the brunt of recurring clashes. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Sinsi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
6 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time, the final hour of the Upside. And listen, a very important one, because we will be talking about a collaboration between the Auditor General South Africa, which has partnered up with the Finance Accounting Services Sector Education and Training Authority to launch the 500 the Women Leading in the Public Sector program. It's an initiative that aims to build a pipeline of 500 senior women leaders equipped to guide institutions across national, provincial, and local government with confidence and accountability. I like that program.
Listen, it sounds like exactly what we need. So we're going to have the conversation. Stay with us. Ayanda Mafulega is standing by in their capacity as Chief Executive Officer of Facet.
Sweet melody. When I just found my way to you, anytime when you hear my coco, tell me what you gonna do. You should run to me. I'm on set, I wanna book a shape you. It is troubling me, I'm so scared I'm gonna lose my baby. Keep some trust for me. I know be that type of fake where man. I go by body, do anything to keep you my baby. Consina me pick it, check out my hope. You know go live for me to a man when somebody go give you flower shape. You know go live for me, go. You know I'm so loyal, baby more. You know I'm so loyal, baby more. Oh, baby more. You know I'm so loyal, baby more. You know I'm so loyal.
Chela coming through with Loyal. It's gone 10 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Our conversation with the Auditor General South Africa and their partnership with the Finance Accounting Services Sector Education and Training Authority, Facet, launching a Women Leading in the Public Sector program is coming up next.
The whole population of Africa has been shocked to the depth of its soul.
For 60 years, Channel Africa has been the voice that connects the continent, telling our stories and sharing our vision with the world. This year, we mark 6 decades of broadcast excellence.
60 years of stories, sound, and connection.
6 years of African conversations that matter.
This is 60 years of broadcast excellence.
Rooted in Africa's heartbeat and looking boldly into the future. Join Channel Africa as we celebrate 60 years of broadcasting. Still strong, still vibrant, and still giving you the African perspective.
Channel Africa.
No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
I can feel the vibe that you give me. Are you with me? You never want me down when you bring me. No man, no man, no man, no man. Baby, back it up, no man. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up. Love is blinded, but you see me. I
Yo, I cannot talk about you loosely. You made me stronger than Bruce Lee. When the city try to reduce me, you protect me when it's fishy like sushi. When we fighting, you don't tell none. I like the way that you address me like a mailman. Meditating like a Shaolin. You endorse this cartel like Baolin. Loving and powerful, you got in soulful. Splitting this bread like we're cutting a lawful. You spoiling a mind and put me in powerful. Then now you're bamboo costing like we're getting a cawful. Designer from the top to the slippers. Designer inside to the knickers. Lost in this madness. Crazy love full of kindness.
Love is blinded, but you see me. I can feel the vibe that you give me. Blinded, are you with me? You never want me down when you bring me. No more, no more, no more, no more. Baby, back it up, no more. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up, no more.
I cannot talk about you loosely. You the reason that I'm full speed. When the city try to reduce me, you the fistful of vengeance like 2C. You got me chasing for the long run. I'll be shooting all the shots like a bomb man. Until the day I get to see you in a white dress. Let me count my blessings I get on God bless. Tell me that you're open for some dumplings. Never want you saying we ain't never done things. Wanna take you to places and get to know you well. Just make a short list, mga nyumba ya machanda bell. Loving and powerful, chikwatin and soulful. Leka ninge nemo dani keeping it awful. Lost in this madness. A crazy love full of kindness.
Love is blinded, but you see me. I can feel the vibe that you give me. Blinded, are you with me? You never want me down when you bring me. No more, no more, no more, no more. Baby, back it up, no more. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up. Love is blinded, but you see me. I can feel the vibe that you give me. Blinded, are you with me? You never want me down when you bring me. No more, no more, no more, no more. Baby, back it up, no more. You are the one to raise the bar. Baby, back it up, no more.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
Yeah, 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 KK, yeah, yeah, KK, Joker. Yeah, 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 KK. It's not my time to leave, but they want me to die. They don't want me alive, yeah, they want me to go. Trying to survive through the evil lies. They don't wanna leave me alone. Tryna get me to believe I don't deserve my life. I used to be shocked, but these days I don't. It's been a couple years, so I don't be surprised. I'm not a baby anymore. Whole lot of superstitions about the God. Said I'm working with the devil and I've been doing a whole lot of sacrifices and things on my shoulders. But I say nah, that was heaven knows. Yes, easy on the Zaza, we need you alive. Let's keep it going, yeah, we praying for you. You a superstar, now don't be on the road. Now swimming, I'm hot, do my best and I'm gone. January 9, 2002. They born a little man with too much on my shoulders. I'm not complaining, there's a lot on my shoulders. But I tell you I'm alright. January 9, 2002. They born a little man with too much on my shoulders. I'm not complaining, there's a lot on my shoulders. But I tell you I'm alright. Everything is under control. Oh, I tell you I'm alright. If I tell you I'm alright, you should know that I'm alright. Everything is under control. Oh, I tell you I'm alright. If I tell you I'm alright, you should know that I'm alright. La 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 la. La 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 la. Singing don't worry about it. Cause I be on my tempo. Can't ever complain. They say don't worry about it. Well, it's not me nice. Let me see my get it. Having no subtract. And I've been doing just fine. Pain in my heart, but I'm doing just fine. And yeah, I stay trying. Oh boy, I stay wild. On to my last breath. Tell me nice way. Souls on my feet on the floor. Till it don't be passion. January 9,
2002. They born a little man with too much on my shoulders. I'm not complaining, that's a lot on my shoulders. But I tell you I'm alright. January 9, 2002. They born a little man with too much on my shoulders. I'm not complaining, that's a lot on my shoulders. But I tell you I'm alright. Everything is under control. Oh, I tell you I'm alright. If I tell you I'm alright, you should know that I'm alright. Everything is under control. Oh, I tell you I'm alright. If I tell you I'm alright, you should know that I'm alright.
January 9th by Black Sharif. And before that we had J-Rocks with Love is Blinded. 17 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. We're going to take a quick breather. When we get back, we talk about a collaboration that is set to bring 500 women leaders, releasing them into spaces where they can make actual systemic change. Don't go anywhere.
Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter?
Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard?
Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126.
And we will call you back.
So you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk. It's your chance to air your views.
Share your opinion.
Engage with a community that values your perspective.
Follow us on our social media.
Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za
and get ready to share your views
on Channel Africa,
the African perspective.
Across Africa, communities rise with the promise of clean water and clean sanitation. The African Union's 2026 theme calls us to action.
It's about mobilizing real commitments, securing climate-resilient water and sanitation projects, and ensuring that water becomes a driver of sustainable development and prosperity across the continent.
A landmark moment, not only for Africa, but for the global movement for access to safe water for all.
Assuring sustainable water availability for every home, every village, every nation. This is the Africa we want.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Moving to a world of African music.
This is Channel Africa.
Let me send you my home address. Now your love can heal my stress. To the end of time. Will you stay by my side, girl? I need you in my lifeline. Let me hold you so tight. I gon' make you my wife, girl. I gon' make you my wife, girl. Give it to me, mama. You drive me crazy, lada. Inani fite tala. Anye munganya waku chara. Give it to me, mama. You drive me crazy, lada. Inani fite tala. Anye munganya waku chara. Baby, no more pretending. I just wanna see you bendy. Baby, no more pretending. I just wanna see you bendy. Baby, no more pretending. I just wanna see you bendy. Baby, no more pretending. I just wanna see you bendy. Come closer. Oh my baby, wingora. Nuriranza guoza. Penduva Mendoza. Gayo bari rancho koza ukanye meza. Jenda gachu tango tosa uranoza. Inana sinaeza. Imifungo njenda pesa. Give it to me, mama. You drive me crazy, lada. Inani fite tala. Anye munganya woku chara. Give it to me, mama. You drive me crazy, lada. Inani fite tala. Anye munganya woku chara. Baby, no more pretending. I just wanna see you bendy. Baby, no more pretending. I just just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, don't keep me waiting. Nafata naga konji. Find some time to the twembi. To the twembi, yeah, yeah, yeah. Vinera gushiduka. Zinere gukanguka. Nizo shaka kwibuka. Nizo shaka kwibuka. Give it to me, mama, mama. You drive me crazy, crazy, lada, lada. Inani fiti tala, tala. Anye munganya woku chara, chara. Give it to me, mama, mama. You drive me crazy, crazy, lada, lada. Inani fiti tala, tala. Anye munganya woku chara, chara. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy. Baby, no more pretending, pretending. I just wanna see you bendy, bendy.
No interruptions. Just the music you love on Channel Africa.
Eyes on my neck, eyes on my lips. Many days I never sleep. Every day I'm chasing good life. Taya, roller coaster, never tire. Sender, you wish me bad. Sender, I never come down going higher. Johnny Sisi, low down, cash up, cash out, Onimaga, Bilam, small money, ball out, Usain Bolt, gonna, you get it, your clients, lock 'em. If you no get money, leave 'em. EFC symbol, Japa, Johnny Sisi, low down, cash up, cash out, Onimaga, Bilam, small money, ball out, Usain Bolt, gonna, you get it, your clients, lock 'em. If you no get money, leave 'em. EFC symbol, Japa, yeah, let you go, hey, come on, let me show my life. Let you go, come on, let me show my life. Tobacco, my life. Black, for me, see them on
Only everybody anyway, now we actually make it to me. One more dog see you, one other see cold tag with story. I'm a gun, yours, or she'll tag with money to the telling. When you talk, you look over, kick your car. Oh, fashion share, I'm cool over car.
Every day I'm chasing good life.
If I don't show my body,
Taya, roller coaster,
I'm a Johnny Sisi. I don't load down. If you check up, you go know say na confirma. Oh yeah, Chichi, Shoba Tony Pelu Kiki.
don't confirm.
Spesa, abo mo oji wa yi.
Yo spesa la.
Alaye Sonny Pros, ariwo ti fẹ́ moriwo. Ó yá Pokoli, àwọn ilé wọn máa ń gbé bọ́jú.
Eyes on my neck, eyes on my wrist. Many days I never sleep. Eyes on my neck, eyes on my wrist. For money I never sleep, mommy I take the risk. Blacker for me, Tobacco me jack by them cash. I want to meet them carnival. Oh my calo you every carnival. Mado, I want to meet bado, tire. This place on Mr. Loda, Tobari SCC Japa. Johnny CC, Loda, cash up, cash out, Onimaga, Bilam, small money, ball out, Mado, I want to meet bado, tire. Usain Bolt, gonna, you get it, your clients, lock 'em, black for me, tó bá gbówó mi jápa dem kọ́ṣíọ̀. Àwọn tèmi jẹ́ mi dem carnival, ó máa ká lójú ẹbí carnival. Mad, mado, baddest, àwọn tèmi bad, bado, baddest. Táyà, this person Mr. Loda, tó bá rí SCC jápa.
It's dope sticks, baby.
It's STG.
Coming through with some wonderful music on Channel Africa. Thank you very much for being here for the Monday edition of the show. We're in each other's company until 4. In fact, we're going to hear what's coming through for Africa in Business just after the 4 p.m. news bulletin today. Do you believe in these alternative, lunar years, Chinese years, blah blah blah? Are you excited about the new year tomorrow?
I know very little of it. I know very little of it. I think if I, spend some time getting to know what it's all about and the significance thereof, I would appreciate it a bit more. But I know very little of it. So tell me about this Chinese New Year's.
It's going to be a big year. That's what No, you know what I wanted to ask you? Obviously, I don't think you'd be comfortable to answer this on air, but we can do it off air. A little exercise. Every year in the Chinese zodiac is represented by an animal. So, for example, my year is the year of the rat. The year I was born is the year of the rat. There is the year of the pig. This year, obviously, 2026 is the year of the fire horse. But there are people that were born, for example, people that were born in, those are very little people, but just an example, people born in the year 2014 are also, that's also the year of the horse, right? So I would imagine that they're going to have a very auspicious year because horse meets horse, But yeah, there's pigs, there's rats, there's... so you're welcome to let me know what year you were born and we can find out what's happening.
So I must tell you the year.
You have to tell me the year, otherwise I'm not going to know what animal you are.
Zodiac. A dog.
Are you a dog?
Apparently I'm a dog.
Okay.
What is that? I don't even know what that means.
Well, that just means that's the animal. But you can go further down that rabbit hole and check out what that animal represents in the zodiac. The rats are the leaders of the pack. By the way,
all right.
Yeah, the rats are the leaders, and as I understand it, this year is not going to be a quiet one for us. Okay. It looks quiet, unassuming.
Yeah.
But we've got to pivot, or we're going to suffer this year.
I belong to the wood dog. Yeah. The element is wood, which symbolizes growth, vitality, and flexibility, pairing with the dog's innate traits of loyalty and honesty to create a compassionate, cooperative, and reliable personality.
That is true.
Our traits are ethical, supportive, understanding, and patient. Our nature is known as grounded visionaries who are adaptable yet steadfast. That's interesting.
And it's true. I heard a lot of truth in there about you.
Okay.
But yes, last year was the what's left of the year of the wood snake is what we're coming out of universally, if I can speak that way. And then the year of the fire horse.
You've intrigued
is starting yesterday.
I need to Google this now.
It's wonderful.
Find out what it's all about. 30 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest in sports. Musibudi Makura is standing by. No doubt a big game for Australia today in the T20 World Cup against Sri Lanka.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. Very good afternoon from the sports game for Australia against Sri Lanka. It's the penultimate match of the group stages of the T20 World Cup. And the news just in is that Sri Lanka have won the toss and have elected to bowl first in this encounter. The news, of course, batter Steve Smith has been added to Australia's T20 World Cup squad just in time of today's crucial match against Sri Lanka in Palake. Now, Smith travelled to Sri Lanka as cover after Captain Mitchell Marsh was hit in the groin area just last week and suffered testicular bleeding. Now, Smith was not officially added to the squad, with the management then waiting to see how the situation developed, but now comes in as a replacement for fast bowler Josh Hazelwood. Now, Hazelwood was ruled out on the eve of the tournament and not replaced initially. Smith has not played, by the way, a T20 match for Australia since February of 2024, but scored a century and 250s in 6 matches in the Big Bash League after the Ashes in January, leading some to suggest that he should have been in Australia's squad regardless. Now, Australian batters have sort of struggled at this year's T20 competition, bowled out for 146 all out in a T20 match defeat by Zimbabwe to leave them in a precarious position of qualifying for, of course, the Super 8 stages of the T20 World Cup. Australia, by the way, will be eliminated from the World Cup if they lose to Sri Lanka today, and Zimbabwe managed to beat Ireland tomorrow in their penultimate match of the group stages. They may also need to win both of the remaining games, and then will have to rely on the net run rate to see if they can progress, of course, into the next round of this T20 World Cup. MC Alger head coach Rulani Mokwena, meanwhile, admitted his side had compromised their CAF Champions League hopes long before Saturday's 2-0 defeat to Mamelodi Sundowns. Reflecting on the loss to his former club, he then conceded the team failed to capitalize on key chances earlier in the group stages, leaving them with too much to do in their final fixture. Mokwena said arriving at Loftus Versfeld this past weekend, needing at least a point against a determined Sundowns side, was always going to be a tall order.
We didn't get knocked out today. If you review our participation in the Champions League, we maybe let it go when we were away in Rwanda and conceding first and making it 1-1, and then in the last 10, 15 minutes, 12 minutes of the game to lose it 2-1 away from home. When you have a point in the Champions League, away from home is very, very important. I think we had a lot of chances against Sundowns, a lot of chances, and it's important in the Champions League once again to win your home matches, and then we take a point where we could have taken 3, and that would have made a big difference.
Now, Mokwena was also asked whether being eliminated from the Champions League would affect his job security, and this is what he had to say about that.
I don't know. That's up to the club. I'm focused on what's left of the remaining of the season. That's a question that's not within my control. No.
Tennis News Now world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz says he's still ironing out weaknesses in his game even after capturing all 4 Grand Slam titles by the age of 22 as he returns to action at the Qatar Open this week. The Spaniard became the youngest man to complete a career Grand Slam when he beat 24 times major winner Novak Djokovic 2-6, 6-2, 6-3, 7-5 in the Australian Open final this month, and the latest step in what is now one of the sport's fastest rising careers. Ahead of his campaign in Doha, where his great rival Yannick Sinner and a host of other challengers are in the field, Alcaraz said he was only focused on improvement as he seeks now to hit the ground running after an extended break. Meanwhile, Karolina Mikova clinched her first title since 2019 as she overcame Canadian teenager Victoria Mboko in the Qatar Open final on Sunday. She won that final 6-4 and 7-5. The win, her first WTA 1000 event and second overall after the Korea Open 7 years ago, will move her from 19th to 11th position in the world rankings when the updated world rankings are released by the WTA later on today. In a clean opening set, the 29-year-old landed 75% of her first serves with just 3 points dropped on them. Mboko, meanwhile, managed to take a 4-2 lead in the second set, but Mukova was able to break her twice to seal a victory in 94 minutes. So despite falling to a defeat, the 19-year-old Canadian, who started 2025 ranked outside of the top 300, will jump inside the top 10 as she has the most wins on the women's tour this season. It's exactly 15:36 p.m. Central African Time. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember as well to give us a call. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. I'm back with the final sports update for the afternoon on Africa in Business with Tami Ngubeni. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
37 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the latest business news. Buntle Hedbush is standing by.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo. Good afternoon. Our top story, Turkey has sent its deep-sea drilling vessels, Kagri Bay, to Somalia for what its energy minister says will be Ankara's first offshore exploration mission outside its maritime zone. Turkish Energy Minister Alparslan Bayraktar has described the move as a historic moment in Turkey's oil and gas exploration efforts and says the vessel will begin drilling in April at the Kurad-1 well off Somalia. Bayraktar says that for the first time, Turkey's deep-sea drilling ship is setting out on a mission beyond its own maritime zone. The South African Cultural Observatory, SACO, has called for informed policy decisions around the welfare of people in creative sectors. Hundreds of film and television workers marched outside Parliament last month under the banner Save SA Film Jobs to protest the declining employment and funding delays. The march highlighted the wider struggles faced by the creative community. SACO revealed that South Africa's cultural, creative and sports industries contributed an estimated $15.03 billion to the national economy in 2023, accounting for about 3.9% of GDP. Unati Luchaba is Executive Director at SACO.
We need policies and investment that ensures inclusive transformation. And especially now, the world is being transformed and AI is transforming how creative and even sports are actually consuming and creating their products. So we need policies that ensure inclusive digital transformation as well, so that innovation is not just a privilege of just a few, but the right of all creative South Africans.
Global commodity trader Vitol says it's backing a consortium planning to build a $3 billion gas-fired power station and liquefied natural gas import facility at South Africa's East Coast Durban port. South Africa sees gas as crucial for its efforts to move away from coal-fired power plants, which supply most of the electricity to Africa's most industrialized economy, while Vitol wants a foothold in a market targeting 16 gigawatts of new gas generation by 2039. Vitol says the project consortium includes Saudi Arabia's Aqua Power. South Africa's fragile labour market is set to come under the spotlight when the latest unemployment figures are released. Stats SA is due to publish the results of its quarterly labour force survey tomorrow for the final quarter of last year. Economists are expecting that shifts in the official unemployment rate over the last 3 months of 2025 may build on the modest positive momentum seen in the third quarter. Benguela Global Fund Manager Senior Portfolio Manager Grant Nader says they're looking to see ongoing stability.
We'd like to see this stemming of the losses in the manufacturing sector. As the rand strengthens, it makes it cheaper to import. So we don't want to see that sector coming under too much pressure. And then we'd like to see that momentum in the hospitality and retail, on the back of good tourism, add some further jobs. So around 31.7, 31.8 would be a nice little positive surprise.
Norway's Equinor has discovered oil and gas in the so-called Granite Prospect in the North Sea, some 190 kilometers northwest of Bergen. The Norwegian Offshore Directorate says preliminary estimates indicated a discovery of between 0.2 million and 0.6 million standard cubic meters of recoverable oil equivalent. The Directorate says this corresponds to about 1.3 to 3.8 million barrels of oil equivalent. Equinor is the operator and owns 51% of the permit, while Norwegian state-owned oil company Petoro holds 30% and OMV Norge the remaining 19%. And now taking a look at the indicators. $1 at Nigeria is trading at 1,352 naira. In Botswana, it's 13 pula and 5. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling 44, and in Zambia it's at 18 kwacha 12. The BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 21, Russia 76 rubles 62, in India it's 90 rupees 54, China 61.90, and South Africa $1 is trading at 15 rand 92 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 73 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $5,036 per ounce, platinum $2,051 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $67.52 a barrel. And that's the final business update this afternoon. I'll be back with our final look at the indicators in the next hour. If you have any stories you'd like to share with us, please do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Buntle Hetbush.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Mmatsheko Mosito and Tebogo Lekhuleni on the upside.
44 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. This is indeed the upside with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, still broadcasting live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Now, the Auditor General South Africa has partnered with the Finance, Accounting Services Sector Education and Training Authority, or FACET, to launch the Women Leading in the Public Sector program, an ambitious initiative aimed at building a pipeline of 500 senior women leaders across national, provincial, and local government. Joining us on the line to tell us a bit more about this program, we're joined by the Chief Executive Officer of FACET, Ayanda Mafuleka. Ayanda, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to the Upside. I think first things first, let's find out the work of FACET. For some who have just heard about it today, the Finance, Accounting Services Sector, Education and Training Authority, who are you?
Good afternoon, Mmatsheko and Tebogo, and also to the viewers and listeners of Channel Africa. As you have said, FACET stands for Finance and Accounting Services Sector. It's one of the 21 sectors in South Africa that is responsible and has been demarcated to upskill and to bring and intervene in skills development landscape in the finance and accounting sector. So basically, we offer a bouquet of skills development interventions, such as the work-based learning, and we also expose our learners that have chosen the qualifications in the finance and accounting sector. With internships, learnerships, we are responsible for producing, scarce skills
such as chartered accountancy. We do offer even fully funded programs in a form of bursaries for learners that aspire to take accounting and finance qualifications. Other than that, we also, are mainly responsible for upskilling, leaders in our sector, being the finance and accounting. So that is in a nutshell, what FASTED does. Similar to the other seaters, the other 20 seaters, we have that skills development mandate, for the country. But our responsibility is demarcated within the finance and accounting sector.
Man, I guess we could write an entire dissertation, Madam Mafuleka, in terms of the importance of this work, especially when we look at the financial sector. I'm interested to find out around, because you're fulfilling such a great and important need, but female representation in the financial sector, where are we as a country with regards to that?
No, thank you so much, Mmatsheko, for the question. Actually, one of the reasons why I also want to take this as a privilege to talk about the program, that I've partnered with the Auditor General of South Africa about women leading in the public sector. So this is the second, cohort. Previously we have trained and empowered more than 2,000 women leaders in the finance and accounting sector, mainly because there's still so much underrepresentation of women, especially in the C-suite, in the senior management echelons. I must say, as a sector, we have made strides in employing more women. To date, we have about 51% of women being employed in our sector. However, when you zoom and deep down, drill down, I must say, the women, they are mostly represented at the entrance, point. So they are not in the senior, senior management echelon. So these programs, they are driving that, representation, and they're transformative in nature, because we believe in a diverse leadership, and men and women have so much to offer as far as leadership is concerned. So now with the partnership with HSA, now we are zooming in the public sector as well. So we are going to be training about 500 senior women leaders, because we believe also, probably the question would be, why women in the public sector?
Right.
Women still remain underrepresented in senior public sector leadership, despite equal capability. So we need this program to accelerate women leadership development in the public sector as well.
And what will be the focus areas in this 12-month program that will be highlighted and zoned in on?
Okay, so basically, I just want to put it out there as well, that this is just not your normal a qualification theory kind of a program. I mean, we are taking these women who are already highly qualified, who have occupied these senior positions, in the public sector. But this executive leadership development, it's more going to be at a high level, practice-driven program that it has been designed by a global institution such as which is Duke Corporate Education. So it's going to be that, it's going to have that structured approach where it's going to be coaching and peer learning. There's going to be an immense learning experiences where it's not only going to be a classroom, training, but they're going to have a long week immersion program where then they're going to be on the ground, practically, learning what they've done. It's also going to be about leadership and mastery. How do you show up as a leader, as well as it should be more of how then do you take decisions as a leader will also be pitched at a governance level. I mean, we do want these women leaders to not only be remaining as executives, but to also get into the boardrooms and drive governance in these public institutions.
Yes, I think there's also, and I appreciate that you've got so much passion for this work, and you've been the chief executive officer in this particular office since the year 2019. So I'm sure you've seen some wonderful strides that you can share with us. I wanted to note that this is a fully funded opportunity by Facet, 12-month program that is targeting you as a woman, whether you are in senior management or would like to drive focuses that are related to strategic decision making in your organization. So yeah, before we talk about how women can actually participate in the program, I just want to squeeze in one question around just what you have seen since occupying office, Ms. Mafulega, in terms of just the growth and the possibility, that exists for women, because as you rightfully mentioned, they are on par with their male peers in terms of skills in the workplace.
No, precisely, Mmatsheko. I mean, in my 7-year journey, with Facet, we year in, year out, we embark on, the journey with our stakeholders, with the sector. Where we go out to the sector and say, what are the sectoral, skills development requirements, and and the interventions, and what normally comes out, out there clearly has been the transformation gaps. As a sector, it is still, the sector is still young. There's young, workforce. However, what we have seen is the lack of transformation in terms of, women being represented, across all, management echelons. But as I've said earlier, what we have seen as a growth, and even after we have embarked on this journey of, empowering women leaders, not only at the executive level, because the first cohort of 2,000 women, we included women that are at the middle management, as well, because we want them to elevate, to the executive level. And when we look at the impact report, or rather an impact assessment report that we were fed through the assistance of JUK, because they have been assisting us with the implementation of this program. We have seen a vast, to about 8%, a percent growth of these women having moved up, the ladder. I can even mention the few examples. We have the deputy governor, one of the deputy governors, Dr. Modise, that was appointed as one of the deputy governors from the National Treasury. We have had, women that have been appointed into the boards, who have been the beneficiaries of this program. I must say, the impact has been felt. That is why we have felt that we also need then to have a focus on, on women in the public sector, because right now it is a critical time for the public sector, because, public institutions, they are under pressure financially, operationally, reputationally, the service delivery as well. So we need to empower these women who are going to be courageous, who are going to be ethical, who are going to push service delivery. And we're hoping that after the 2 years, because this program is over the 2 year, we are going to wrap it up by the 31st of March 2028. We will share, the impact assessment report after the rolling out of this program. And I am confident that with the credible partners that we have, being the Office of the Auditor General, who are very passionate and who are driving, governance and service delivery, in the public sector. And probably you might be aware that the audit outcomes have not been that good, even also especially also at the local government sphere. So we are empowering all women across all spheres of government, and I am confident that there will be an impact. And we have started seeing it now as well with other women leaders that are climbing up the corporate ladder.
And how can these professionals, how can they get involved and apply for this program? Are you still taking in applicants?
Yes, definitely. Yes. We are still taking in up application. I mean, we have opened, the window for them to send their applications. It is still, they can still continue. But what we're gonna do it, in cohort. For now, we are focusing on having about, the first cohort that will be starting, end of Feb in March. But remember, this program is gonna be running up until the 31st of March, 2028. So they must always be on the lookout, for the call of the application. But I am, been confirmed that the applications, they are still, they're still open for these dynamic women to then apply. The minimum requirements are that you must have a qualification at least, at an NQF level 7. You must have been in the senior management position for more than 5 years. We are targeting, chief financial officers, chief internal audit executives, COOs. It could be even the municipal managers, the deputy director generals, even the CEOs and the COOs of the public institutions.
This is such laudable work, and I love how intentional this program is in looking for dynamic. I heard you say dynamic women a couple of times, so you've got to be dynamic and, of course, be ethical in your governance. It's not just for anyone. It really is for women that want to uphold the supremacy of our constitution and do this work and do it well and reform spaces, much like you have done over the years in your role as Chief Executive Officer at Facet. Thank you, Madam Ayanda Mafulega. It was wonderful to talk to you, and best of luck with the 12-month program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us. And hopefully that after 2 years or 3 years, we'll come back here and share, the success stories and the good news. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ayanda Mafulega, Chief Executive Officer of Facet.
And if you'd like more information, or perhaps you'd like to apply or just keep up to date with the latest, applications that are opening up as the time goes by up until 2028, go to Facet. They're on Facebook. I think you can obviously all Google them as well, but on Facebook, on social media, you can check them out. Facet, that's FASSET. Brilliant work that they're doing. All right, are we done for the Monday edition?
It looks like we are.
That was so quick.
Hey,
where did the time go? Where did the time go? Time flies when you're having fun.
We're saving it for a new year tomorrow. Join us for the Tuesday edition between 1 and 4. Tami Gubeni coming through with Africa in Business in the next few minutes after the 4 p.m. news bulletin. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Early mama on your phone, I call, baby. 247, maybe you, I want, baby.